of the day. I, Dr. Sister Candy Dikuna, Associate Professor of English, along with Reverend Father Dr. A. Francis Xavier, S.J., Director and Secretary of Andhra Loyola Institute of Engineering and Technology, feel happy and delighted to present our paper entitled Initiatives and Responses to Migrant Workers During the Lockdown. This narrative describes an initiative of the National Service Scheme team at Andhra Loyola Institute of Engineering and Technology. It highlights initiatives to address the situation of migrant workers during the pandemic lockdown in the southern state of Andhra Pradesh in India. COVID-19 has been heart-wrenching and agonizing for almost everyone. For many, it cannot be compared to any other event during their lifetime. One of the most affected groups is migrant workers. Although previously invisible, the pandemic has made them visible. When India imposed a nationwide lockdown on 24th March 2020, it came with only 4 hours notice. Almost instantly, public transit and work, both formal and informal, was shut down. When the government was forced to reverse course and left some of the restrictions, albeit in stages, migrants poured out from everywhere. Desperate, penniless, unable to afford food or rent without work, many hustled to return to their native villages, hoping to survive through family networks. In the Krishna district of Andhra Pradesh, migrant laborers were forced to walk home, sometimes hundreds, even thousands of kilometers, to reunite with their families. The Krishna district and Andhra Loyola Institute of Engineering and Technology. The Krishna district, named after the mighty river Krishna, is central among coastal districts and one of the oldest British administered area of the state of Andhra Pradesh in southern India. According to the census, its population is 45,17,398 people spread across 934 villages. Half of the population is in the rural setting but engages in menial jobs in the surrounding towns and urban areas. I am in the Department of English at Andhra Loyola Institute of Engineering and Technology, Vijayawada, a city in the Krishna district. The city is the commercial, political, educational and media capital of Andhra Pradesh. ALIET, a Jesuit institution, has a history of involvement in social justice and good citizenship building initiatives for marginalized communities in the city and beyond. To enable students to participate in national building through social service activities, the government in 1969 introduced the National Service Scheme (NSS). NSS serves as a platform where the student youth of the nation participate in real-life social activities aimed at making them conscientious, compassionate and responsible citizens. ALIET has vibrant NSS programs. Initially, I reached out independently to a few migrant workers in nearby villages. But then I realized that I could have a wider circle networking with the community. As NSS program at ALIET had already swung into action, joining their efforts was the best decision I made. The Krishna district and Andhra Loyola Institute of the relief camp in Satyanarayanapuram village. In the midst of the lockdown, the NSS team quickly came together and planned an outreach relief camp for migrants in Satyanarayanapuram village, located just 3 kilometers away from ALIET. It was chosen since many villages were migrants and the lockdown had affected in multiple ways. The relief camp took place in the month of April, a time where temperature soars in southern India. Our team comprised of 10 individuals, 2 NSS coordinators, 2 professors 5 students, the driver and the director. My first day was remarkable and adventurous. I didn't know what to expect. We gathered early in the morning and began food preparations. Several food items were combined into single food packets. There were no distinctions between staff or students in how duties were assigned. As a single team, we united around a common purpose, which was to reach out to migrants. Additionally, we planned some activities to be conducted with the villagers. The food packets were transported by a vehicle to the village, where all of us regrouped. We offered a midday meals to 250 migrant workers from Satyanarayanapuram, as well as some essential workers from some government hospitals in Vijayawada received food packets that first day. Our visit the second day took on a different dimension as we found the people were far more responsive. They were actually waiting for us even before we got there. The students commented that they saw their education from a different perspective, one that integrated curriculum and a good citizenship for marginalized persons. One of the ways of infusing relevance into education is to embed it with meaningful service learning. Expansion of locations and relocations from villages. Each day we met to evaluate, plan and strategize for the upcoming days. As the month progressed, we moved beyond the initial villages to reach other areas of the district. Towards the end of the relief camp, a 50-year-old migrant worker from the north state of Gujarat openly expressed his deep joy and happiness. He said that these 4 weeks of receiving food not only satisfied his hunger but gave him hope in these difficult times. During our distribution of food packets, we encountered another migrant worker, a 46-year-old physically challenged. He too expressed that he was satisfied with the help he received from ALIET. And he also expressed that I am satisfied with all that I have. This sentence was thought-provoking for me, and it made me introspect about my life. Other initiatives and closing thoughts. The relief camp was the gateway to other initiatives. There are 600 million internal migrants in India, and their situation is complex. As the Indian economy during the spring was down by 24%, the ones most affected were the informal labor sector, comprised mostly of migrant workers. As the numbers of COVID-19 cases grew in India to where it had the third highest number of cases after the United States and Brazil, we realized the need as an institution to continue to reach out. Initiatives to increase awareness of migrants were needed. Given the backdrop of ALIET and the versatility of Zoom to reach out wider audience, a conference focusing on issues of migrant workers was organized. 2 professors from other institutions shared their research and insights, while one highlighted the invisibility of migrants and the other offered details of how even all the attention drawn to the plight of straddled migrant in India. Female migrants are invisible in media, images and public discourses. At the end of the relief camp, our institution adopted a village named Raipalli near Machilipatnam, a village badly affected by tsunami. In the initial stages, the women folks were motivated and were given loans with 50% subsidies and organized into self-help groups for their economic empowerment and upliftment. In the later stages, the members of the self-help group had become self-reliant, earning their own income by engaging in small jobs like animal husbandry, tailoring, and gold covering works. This program is presently running successfully. COVID-19 has highlighted our shortcomings and failures. Not only we have failed migrants, but we have failed female migrants even more. It is not the highlighting of a few female migrants, but to take into consideration, as human beings, we need to focus our attention on everyone equally. If Hercules highlights change is constant, we too still need to change to make the contributions of migrants to the economy visible and the plights of stranded migrants, particularly female migrants, a greater focus of attention.